What's going on, guys? It is Madman Plant. We are here, day number 2 at the Heritage Arts and Tattoo Convention at Salem, Virginia. And I got a lot of people going. So far, we already did one 30-minute podcast, which is about breast cancer, which is really cool because my next event coming up next weekend is all about breast cancer, domestic abuse, and suicide prevention. And I ran into Dylan over here. What's going on, Dylan?
Hey, how you doing, brother? Thank you for having me, man.
No, dude, thank you for joining me. I love talking to people. So you're here, you're a tattoo supply company.
Yep.
So you just give all this numbing creams, inks, tattoo guns, everything?
Yeah, it's just pretty much any type of supplies that's needed, paper towels, sharps containers, things of that nature, just anything. And then other, kind of like DME and whatnot for other stuff going on. But yeah, mostly tattoo supplies, ink cups, anything that you can think of that's needed.
Now, are you a seasoned veteran when it comes to tattoo conventions?
No, this is actually my first time.
This is your first time?
First time being at a tattoo convention, which is actually, really fun. I don't work for the company. I'm just helping out. It's just my family's company.
Yeah.
And my wife works for them, and she said, maybe this, you'll enjoy this if you come and hang out. And I was like, all right, and help out. And I was like, yeah, I'll come. First day. Yesterday was here, and it was just so much fun. All kinds of vendors, all kinds of different tattoo artists that you get to see and embark on, and network with as well, which is a good thing. So it's definitely something fun. Would I do it again? Of course, a heartbeat. So
yeah, and it's really interesting because we got stilt walkers right over there. Look at that. We got the General Lee, which is right next to us. So hey guys. So you like cannabis,
yeah,
and you've dealt with mental health and stuff. So let's talk a little bit about you and yourself.
Sure.
Talking about cannabis and mental health.
Well, as far as the mental health aspect, I mean, for me, it helps chill me out and calm down because I don't want to say high, like I guess I'm kind of high strung, got a lot of energy, and then it takes me a while to wind down at night. So that's not really the main reason that I use it for. So I suffer from glaucoma. So I don't know if you've ever had like any people interviewing on here that may suffer from glaucoma, and it has helped me. So throughout my whole life, and I've had glaucoma ever since I was, maybe a toddler. And, always would have drops and different type of medication that would just never help. It would just be a Band-Aid pretty much.
Yeah.
A Band-Aid, and it would do more harm than good. Like it would suppress my appetite, or it would make my eyes dry out, or it would make my eyes red, or, have a bad taste in your mouth. It's just different types of, negatives as far as positives. And not only that, I was getting so tired of it as like a teenager, just taking these drops. And I said, let me try to experiment. Let me see what happens if I stop taking these drops and if my eye pressure gets higher, lower, whatever. And I swear it would just go up and down, up and down. It's like, well, what's the point of even taking this? So I was like, let me experiment with the weed, try a little bit, see what happens. And surprisingly, it would bring the pressure down, the eye pressure, because when your eye pressure goes up, you feel like, for me at least, you feel it in your temples, and it feels like you've got a bad migraine. It feels like your eyes are about to blow up. Feels like your head is about to explode, like a migraine. All you want to do is sleep. So I'm just like, I don't want to do this, man. I don't want to live like this and just feel in pain and excuse me, and then want to just sleep the day away. It's like I'm just wasting days just because of pain. And I also don't want to take like ibuprofen and things like that, because it because all it does is it just masks the pain pretty much.
Yeah.
With weed, it has more of a benefit. It comes from the earth, and it's not something that's just pushed, that's just going to keep going into your liver and just poisoning you and destroying your body. It helps. It does more. It has more benefit than more harm. So for me, I used to always like to smoke. It wasn't, to each their own. But ever since I got into edibles, I just love that more. And I've got a sweet tooth. And as I get older, the sweet toothness kind of goes down. So I mostly just like use gummies. And what I do, here's like a great tip too for people who want to use cannabis but don't like to smoke as much or want to keep it discreet, and want to make their own. Like I make my own butter. And how I do it is, if you want to make your own butter, you can either use butter or coconut oil, and
Yep,
I use
yep.
coconut oil, which is the best thing. You take that and you take your ground up, weed, you put it in the oven for like about maybe 220, 250 degrees, and you kind of break it up and put it in the oven for about that much for temperature and about 30 to 45 minutes. And what it does is it decarbs it. It decarbs the weed. And scientifically, like THC, from what I've read and from what I understood, is that THC, before it's burnt, it's THCA or something like that. And then like the chemistry behind it is that when there's a little bit of heat put towards it, it magnifies and it multiplies the effects of the weed, and it makes it much more stronger, much more beneficial.
Mhm.
And what I do is after it's done, I put it in something called a magic butter maker.
Yep,
And I don't know if you've
yep.
ever heard of that.
We use Oliva, which is pretty much the same.
Yeah. So like I started like researching different things where how to like not vaporize it, but like how I can like make this butter. So because I was just so tired of smoking, it was just too much like on my lungs, and
So
I
you don't smoke at all now.
no, once in a while here and there,
Okay.
like if I don't have any type of edibles,
Yeah.
or if I want to just chill on the beach, let's say for example, like one year I went to Norfolk, didn't have no edibles, or to Virginia Beach, and I was just lit one up just right on the beach. It was just nice and secluded, and I was just like kicking back on the beach, and I was like, yeah, this feels nice. Once in a while I will. And I used to always do vape, the little vape oils and whatnot, like at concerts.
Yeah.
Take a hit, boom, you're good. But now I don't know, I just like edibles because it seems like it lasts longer too. It gives you that effect and that feeling, that euphoric feeling, that relaxed feeling.
Yep.
And it takes the pain away from anything you may have, such as myself, glaucoma. But making that, I tried to do this one time. So I used to always make like brownies, cookies, easy. But since I'm trying to like limit sugar and all that stuff, I was like, let me see if I can try to make gummies. Made gummies. It didn't turn out so well. I made it with Jello. All the oil that I used sunk down to the bottom. So it was like really weird tasting. So I was like, I got to think of something. Let me experiment with this. So what I did is I made the butter.
Yep.
And I would put it in like a container, melt it down, let it cool for a little bit, and just take like sour gummy worms. Like I like sour gummy worms. And I would just drop some in, and I call it the tequila worm effect. So you know how when
Yep,
a worm,
yep.
the worm is soaking in tequila, and you eat that worm and you're like, whoa, it just blasts. Well, let me try that. So I take it, put the gummies in there, let it soak for like a good while, take a few out and eat it, and it, boom, euphoric. It's like I made the gummy myself rather than, that's what it feels like, rather than sitting there like making it out of Jello and all this stuff. And it was just a huge mess. So I said, I'm just going to do this from now on. And it helps. It does much more beneficial effects for the mind,
Yep.
body,
Oh, yeah.
glaucoma, whatever you have.
Yeah.
I mean, there's people out there that have cancer that has helped them. And my uncle ended up passing from lung cancer, but I told him, I was like, just try this. What do you have to lose? You're in so much pain. You need to eat also because of the medicine, what is it called that they give cancer patients? I forgot.
Chemo,
yeah,
or radiation.
yeah. From all of that, you're not able to eat, and you pretty much feel like crap. So try this.
And it's so funny because my last interview with Debbie, we were just talking about that exact same thing.
Yeah.
Cannabis gave her appetite and took
And
all
helped
that
her
away.
out. Yeah.
Slept all the time, and it was, she said literally it would be there from the couch to the bed or the bed to the couch, and that was about it.
Right.
During all those treatments and everything. It wipes you out.
Right. Oh, exactly. And the one other thing too is like when you tell people about cannabis, some of them kind of make a face or like a stink face, and they're just like, oh, no, it's weed. It's like, okay, hold on. You're going to go ahead and pop some pills and put this medicine from like Big Pharma and whatnot into your body that's doing more harm than good. And you're told that it's okay.
Oh, and then, like another guy I was talking to, you'll get told, oh, don't worry. The medicine will save your life. But the downside is in about 15 years, you might need a new liver due to all the medication.
Yeah, exactly.
Or what he was told by his doctor, or you can go smoke some weed.
Right. Exactly. And when you tell people these things, they think that you're like saying, "Hey man, go take some heroin or take some meth." No, it's not
No.
that. Just because it's been instilled in your brain and you've been kind of brainwashed by society by telling you that, oh yeah,
The
weed is
government
bad.
will give out free methadone
Yeah.
and heroin for free. You just gotta go to
Yeah.
a clinic.
Yeah. And it's like, come on, people, open up your eyes. Like, there's nothing wrong with weed. It comes from the earth. Do you not understand this? Like, seriously.
I don't think most people do. I think most
No,
people
they
are
don't.
so like, oh, it's made in a bathroom.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just like, come on, this is like a great thing. I'm not telling you to go do other things,
Yep.
just weed. Try it out. But some people will listen, some won't, and you got to just let it take its course and let them figure it out on their own, pretty much, for them to see the light.
Now with your glaucoma, obviously it's the right eye, right?
Yeah, the right eye.
So that is completely blind.
I've lost about 90 to 95%
So
of
you
it,
just see like,
just like shapes and like movement and like colors. Pretty
so
much.
are you at all at risk of the other eye?
It's a possibility, yeah, but as long it's stable, and it has, knock on wood, it has been stable for quite some time.
Yeah.
So I don't take eye drops anymore because, like I said, it does more harm than
Yeah.
good.
Oh yeah.
So all I do is just use cannabis. Like for me, I don't like to do it during the day because I like to try to finish up everything that I have, like any type of work, anything, taking care of my kid, any type of responsibilities. Because for me, it helps me relax. It relaxes me. It puts me to sleep.
Yes.
And, I want to go ahead and get everything done. And then once nightfall hits, all my tasks are done. I want to just like take a little bit, help me go to sleep, help with my glaucoma, relax me, so on and so forth. Boom, wake up. I feel like a new person.
Yep.
And the other thing is too, the other benefit is I like to do strongman competitions or lifting strongman, weightlifting, heavy weightlifting, any type of strength training. And for me, when you do stuff like that, your body gets inflammation. And what it does with me, it helps me like get that inflammation out of my body, which is a great thing. So, like you wake up after taking a little bit of weed or gummies, however you want to do it, wake up, you feel refreshed, at least for me, and it's like a great feeling. So it's like, I don't understand why society deems weed. And granted,
I
like,
think it has to do more with money
right, exactly.
than anything else. I think the government, honestly, just like the $750 measly dollars that they have to offer the Helena victims,
Yeah.
they don't give a fuck about weed. What
No.
they give a fuck about is the fact that and I say this all the time, little Janet can go out 79 years old out to her outdoor garden or an indoor tent and be getting the medicine that she needs. And she doesn't need you. She doesn't need insurance. She doesn't need a deductible. She doesn't need anything. She has her own garden. She smokes her weed. It's better for her. It works for her. And that's a problem because somebody is not going to get paid.
Right. Exactly. You are 100% correct. They don't care if it's legal, illegal, whatever, as long as if it's money in their pocket.
My argument with alcohol is each year we have this amazing event. It's called New Year's Eve. And how many people do we know that are going to get in an automobile accident,
right,
die, drink too much, get alcohol poisoning, make bad decisions, ruin their life, all in the beginning of the new year? But do they ban dispensaries?
No.
They have cops standing outside dispensaries.
They want it to happen.
I mean, we have a cop right here at the tattoo convention walking around looking over. They were profiling people the other day because this is apparently a conservative town and they got the school here and they've never had a tattoo convention. It's like, what did you expect? Like a bunch of 1%ers, bikes, and shit going on in the parking lot.
Right.
No, dude. Most people, even in cannabis, when I do my clone classes and other things like that, they are the demographic of what you see here. They're old, they're young, the kids are here. The first time I ever did a cannabis class, I was like, oh man, they're all gonna be young people. I got there and I'm like, half of you guys could be my parents.
Right, exactly. It's insane.
You can't narrow it down. People are too diverse. You cannot look at somebody and just gauge what they're into. Like Debbie here, who just survived breast cancer, she goes to Bonnaroo each year and EDC.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They've been going for 9 years.
Yeah.
But when you look at her, you'd be like, oh, she probably likes classical music and wine
Yeah.
and a
Yeah.
nice hut. I know.
It's like,
She's general admissions VIP camping, and got her shower set up and everything, and she's in her older age.
yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, yeah. It doesn't matter. I mean, here's the thing too. Like, it's like, all right, yeah, I'm young and whatnot, but later down the road, that's gonna be me. This old
Yeah.
guy who still loves weed, who still loves metal.
And somebody's
stuff like
gonna look at you like you're old and you probably never smoked weed before.
Yeah.
and treat you all like
that you're just some
like,
big prude and whatnot.
Exactly.
And it's like, no, dude, you got weed? Can I have some? Hook it up. I'm good with you. You're my people. So
Yeah.
and the thing is, going back to what you were saying about the alcohol thing, it's like, can you die? Can you just any other drug? Can you overdose off of weed? No. Can you die from weed? No.
I think
Alcohol?
the
Yes.
point
Other
that
drugs? Yes.
you would need to overdose of weed would be like, it's probably more than this building, and it's some like ridiculous concentrated amount that goes straight to the heart or something. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
and that's the thing. It's like we celebrate happy hour each fucking day.
Exactly.
It doesn't that promote drinking and driving, because most people, like last night, I went to I don't have nothing against alcohol. I drink a glass. I've started to drink a glass of wine every night because I know it's good for your heart. The red
Right.
wine.
Yeah, and that's fine.
So when I went out to Olive Garden, but I didn't drive my car. I Ubered from the hotel to Olive Garden so I could drink a good amount of wine that
Right.
I wanted with my dinner, and then I Ubered home because I don't want anything to happen to my van, or I don't want anything to happen to what I got going on. And
Right.
I'm trying to spend money on core and trying to spend money in this. People just with alcohol and cannabis can make smart decisions.
Right. Exactly.
It can be controllable. It can be a great thing, or it can be totally disastrous. You just don't see it in the level of magnitude with cannabis like you do alcohol.
Right. Well, then not only that, like another great point is if you're doing like the cannabis versus alcohol thing, how many fights and how many disputes and how many domestic disputes have you seen with people on weed?
Yeah.
Never. Every party, every get together with friends, whomever that I've been to throughout my whole entire life, and I'm almost 43 years old, I've never seen one person fight or start shit or do anything by being belligerent or aggressive on weed. With alcohol, hell yeah. It's like, for me, I'm like, if I've gotten, of course, drunk plenty of times in my life, I've never started fights. I've always been like the chill dude, and sometimes even sappy dude that's just like, man, I'm thinking about my friend who died, or I love such and such so much, yak, whatever, and just being mopey and sad. That's about it. But like, I've seen people who are like starting fights like, dude, what's your problem? Like, chill out. We're just here to have a good time. Never seen that with people on weed. It's just like, come on, here's your sign.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, society, like, wake up. Now, granted, I'm glad that states little by little are starting to like be open-minded about it. It's just like, okay, that's great. Like California, Colorado, so on and so forth. And I'm originally from California. My wife is from Canada. Bro, we went up to Canada and I was like, man, I don't have no weed because I'm not going to go across the border from the US to Canada and risk it, especially to somewhere that has weed already waiting for me if I want some. It's like, hey, we got to stop off at a dispensary. I just need to get some gummies, help me fall asleep, help with my glaucoma and stuff like that. Bing, bam, boom. Problem solved. Freaking awesome. And it's just like, okay, does this need to happen in all 50 states? Hell yes.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
I was surprised Virginia was in line like they were as far as one of the first states on the east. I thought Virginia would be one of the last.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, the thing is that right now for Virginia, I think it's just for medical reason. Like, you can get your medical card, and it's like, okay, great. They're taking a step into it. Cool. It's like, all right, but hurry up. Come on. Let's get some recreation going on. I don't want to buy a card to give me permission to go dabble in some weed. Like, it's my own life. I'm a free person. You're a free person, so on and so forth. If you want weed, if you want to go get some beer, if you want some damn chocolate ice cream, you can do whatever the hell you want. I don't need government permission or so on and so forth. But like you said, going back to what you said, it's all money. That's it. That's all they care about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's all they care about. So,
well, it's like, how should I get in trouble for something that I decided to do to myself?
Right.
As much as we talk about suicide prevention, and I know this may be controversial, and maybe people think of me different when I say this, but as a person that's almost taken their own life, if somebody wants to take themselves out, then that's their choice.
Right. Exactly.
You know
It
what I
sucks.
mean?
You don't want it to happen, but I mean, it's their own
But
decision.
it shouldn't be looked at as like, even though it's bad, obviously,
Right.
it should be looked at as a personal decision.
Right.
And
Exactly.
sometimes I think when it comes to like government, it's like last time I checked, I was in control of this.
Right.
Because last time I checked, last time I smoked, I didn't see any government officials there.
Right.
And I
Exactly.
didn't use the government to go get my weed.
Yeah.
So why does the government have anything to say about what I put in my body?
Right.
They and I've said this multiple times, you can go to a methadone clinic, and I'm full support of addicts and
Right, to help them, yeah.
sobriety and everything, but they will give you free clean heroin. Heroin in its purest form is see-through, it's
Yeah.
clear, right? Well, they'll give that to people and they'll get them hooked on that. Why? Because the government controls that. They
Yeah.
have to produce that. They have to get people on the program. They have to get the officials hired and everything. There's a revenue stream behind that.
Right.
With methadone and all these other things. With cannabis, like I said earlier, you avoid a lot of those roadblocks where you have to ask for permission.
Exactly. Well, see, the thing is too is that going back to the whole medical thing. Fine, it's okay, it's all right. You guys are bringing it to light, being more open-minded, but like they want you to buy a card and make sure you do this, and then make sure you pay this fee, and it's just like, okay, well, do I have to go buy a card and all this stuff for alcohol?
No.
It's like, why do I have to buy a card?
And
That's
no.
bullshit.
And not only that, but you can have tons of alcohol in your house and firearms.
Yeah.
But if you want to smoke and get a card, you risk losing your right to have a firearm.
Exactly. So it's like, what kind of logic is this? Well, it's not, this government is so stupid. No, they just, like you said, going back to it, they just want control of everything. They just want control, and it's pathetic. And like, for me, I'm like, I don't care, man. You guys can sit there and talk out of your ass all day long.
Yep.
People are not going to listen to you. Like, they're not going to give two shits what you think.
No, and
there might be some law abiding. Well, we're all law abiding. Like, what law are we breaking? It's just some made up bullshit that some person or a few people that decided to make in order to control a whole entire population. So it's like,
well, it's the same argument with guns. It's like, people shouldn't own guns. Well, most people who own guns are law-abiding citizens. They
Right.
go to the gun store, they buy it legally. The people that we're concerned about with guns, they don't go to gun stores.
right.
They buy them out of the trunks of people. So you want to hurt the good people by
Exactly.
setting an example when the example isn't being the problem isn't being set by the people with guns.
Yeah.
It's the people that are already in risky situations as is.
Yeah.
And that's a lifestyle. That's
Exactly.
not has anything to do with a weapon.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, spoken like a true scholar, man. I mean, the thing is that they don't care. It's rules for thee. What's the saying? It's rules for thee, not for me, pretty much. It's just like, no, I'm sorry. It doesn't work that way. You're nobody special. Neither am I. I'm not trying to claim that I'm special. But hey, we're born free. You do your own shit. I do mine. Don't be in my business. I'm not going to be in yours. I could care less because it doesn't affect me. You live for yourself. I live for mine. Boom. It's as simple as that. Keep this, keep it simple, stupid. I mean, it's just the saying goes.
Yep.
So,
Well, this has been awesome. I want to get you on a full podcast. It's 2 hours. We can really dive into more mental health and clarity. In the meantime, where can people find you and support you?
you can find me on Instagram. I go by Wolf of Kurdistan. That's WOLF _of Kurdistan. KURDISTAN. Most of the page is really dedicated to strength training, steel bending, and playing guitar.
That's
But-
awesome.
Yeah, I love doing that stuff, man. And especially with steel bending, like cannabis has helped, like I said, the inflammation, because it's wear and tear on your body. At the end of the day, it makes
Yeah.
you stronger, but it's wear and tear. But weed, like, helps you bounce back, helps you recover faster. Like for anybody that might be out there that strength trains, lifts, either for strength, aesthetics, whatever it is, you want something that is going to give you a faster recovery. Sure, yeah, you've got like vitamins and protein and all that stuff that helps, but weed also helps, and it'll just speed up the process as well. At least for me, speaking for myself, and everyone's different. So that's just a tip.
Hey, no, it's a great tip. And for those that are following, definitely make sure to just check that out. We will have more. Oh, my friend ACL said he just followed you.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
dude,
Thank you
that's
for the
what's up,
follow.
ACL.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for being here, guys. We have more podcasts coming your way here at the Heritage Arts Tattoo Convention here in Salem, Virginia. We'll see you guys real soon.